Hello, Taina.
Hello, Anthony. So, I was looking at the outside of your car, and I noticed that the slogan says, "Fix global warming or kiss our children's future goodbye."
Yeah,
Can you tell me about that?
sure. Let me start driving first, because we're trying to make time. I'm putting it because there's an 18-wheeler right behind us.
Ah,
You don't have to follow him.
yes. There we go. Yeah, so you're going to explain to me what your slogan is referring to?
Good road sign. Yeah, as I recall, that sign says fix global warming or kiss our children's future goodbye, and that is literally true, because if we don't, we're going to wipe out the future. Simple.
What will happen?
But it depends on how we behave, especially over the next 3 or 4 years. I mean, I'm not talking about the next 30 or 40 years. I'm talking about the next 2 or 3 or 1 or 2 or 3 years or 4 years. These are very crucial time. We are at the crux of decision, and the entire fate of the planet is in our hands. And we live in a very important time, and also potentially an extremely tragic time, because all future tragedies will be due to us, if any. And we are just hoping, trying very hard. By we, I mean at least people in our organization, which is called, the organization is Heal Our Planet Earth, and it is named exactly as it sounds. You know, that the Earth is ill and it needs to be healed, and if it doesn't, it will die. And since we are a part of it, we will die as well. Simple. So as to how, certainly, no matter what we do today, no matter what we stop doing or start doing today, we will encounter very, very serious misdeeds on our part, and that may cost millions of lives in the future. And how could that happen? Maybe it is already happening. It could cause global hunger because of changes in the habitat, changes in the climate. It will cause drying in many areas when previously it was moist. And of course, any place that are moist would either have forests or have agriculture. So if it dries up, then if it's a nice productive area, there'll be a large human population. Then what's going to happen to these people when it dries up? I mean, after the glaciers have melted off from the Himalayas, admittedly it will take a few decades, but what are those people going to do? So if we just innocently, on a social basis, continue unchanged, or barring changes, such as, for example, the oil lobby causing the governments to subsidize itself and not subsidize the competing technologies such as solar energy and wind energy and geothermal. And these industries, which are nonetheless run by humans, are causing we're basically shooting ourselves in the foot. The hands are shooting our feet, and of course we will then fall as a whole organism. So global warming will cause huge changes. I mean, if we are talking about 10 degrees Celsius or 6 degrees even, we're talking about at least 6 degrees Celsius rise to 10 degrees Fahrenheit will cause more than half of the Earth's species to die. In fact, given today's trajectory, which will become manifest in the future because of the time lag in heating, a lot of the species alive today are already doomed. They are walking dead, because there's just no way that their fate can be avoided, even though they may be still alive. So, you know, we may be seeing so many animals still alive today, and the tourists may tell you that you know, they went to Kenya and they saw, you know, lions and leopards and elephants and rhinos and everything, and you know, I mean, I can tell you right now that some of these species are walking dead. So they cannot. There's no way that we can, nothing that we can do, even we can do, that can avert their extinction in due course. In due course, because the environmental changes and the climate changes will happen. And it will happen as a result of what we have done today. So, you know, maybe 20 years, 30 years later, the Earth will you know, maybe 50 years later, the Earth will become many parts will become uninhabitable, when today they are still green and lush and support life. And we may think that everything's hunky-dory and everything is healthy. It is not. It is just the demon just hasn't caught up with us yet, but they're gaining on us, and they will catch us. And when that happens, millions of people will die, and millions of species will become extinct. So that is what I mean by, unless we fix global warming, we can kiss our children's future goodbye. Because even though we may not drive the human species to extinction, what kind of a world are we condemning our children to live in? Would you like to live in a desert? Would you like to live in some place that is swarming with exotic insects and snakes and spiders and so on and so forth, when previously there was none? Would you like to live somewhere without enough food? I mean, take a look at the world food crisis. It is not a political thing totally. It is actually a physical situation that there is damage to the food productivity of the earth. Australia, for example, used to be a major rice producer, but because of the drought, Australia has had to cut down, not just cut back, but almost cut down, completely cut down rice production. So rice has become a very rare commodity, and therefore rice has inflated in value, and most cultures that depend on rice as their main diet are having one heck of a time trying to even survive, because their main staple has become out of reach. So